Hiya crafters, Amy here with amyswares, and today I'm going to make a unique card with some layered stenciling. Now this is a brand new stencil, part of the July release at Colorful Life Designs. There's so many amazing new stencils this month with a whole theme of mid-century for one of the bundles, which if you've watched my videos, you know I absolutely love that theme and all the stencils that she has regarding that. Now here's the photo of the finished card that I'm going to make for you today. It's totally got a Jetsons feel to it. Very mid-century, modern, fun, and kind of vintagey colors. So I'm going to jump right in. Basically, I'm using the layer 1. There are 2 stencils in this set that you can buy. I'm just showing you my little snacks. I eat these gummy nerd cluster things all the time because I'm like a toddler and I like toddler candy. Anyway, doing some simple ink blending on this first layer of stencil. Now there was one similar to this in the shop before that was a single layer. So I don't know, I think this is probably a little bit different, but it was very similar looking to this. This one, like I said, is 2 different layers, and you'll see on the next step how it works and what makes it so unique and cool. Now I'm working on just a panel versus a card base because I am going to be cutting this down. And I do have pixie spray on that. So you can see that's why it's really sticking down. Just carefully pulling it back because it is a little bit delicate. And next I'm just going to line up the second layer. And you can see all it does is just have an opening in the center of all of those big pods. So this is where you can get that really cool, unique look. Now I decided I want to mask off a few of them just to add an extra third color into the design. So I'm just using some little pieces of mint tape from scrapbook.com, and I'm going to do an odd number of those masked off so I can come back and do those in the cotton candy pink color. Now I'm using my blending brushes from Altenew because I find that these allow me to put down really saturated color, and I'm just kind of going within the openings on that, and then I will remove the masking tape that I have put down and then put in the pink color next. So I'm just moving forward with this, removing these little pieces. And I don't believe I have pixie spray on this stencil just because it's not very flimsy. It's not going to move around on me. But I don't want the pink to overlap the green. So I did grab my little blending brushes that I got from Amazon. I will link all their products that I used in the video description box below. If you expand and scroll down, you'll find those details. And when you do follow my links, it really does help me out a lot at no additional cost to you. So here I'm just going to remove the magnets, remove the layer, and look at that amazing panel. Now here I'm just using my sand eraser. I did have a little bit of a mess up here where I kind of got under the stencil. Probably just being a little too heavy-handed because, that's how I do. But I'm going to use this little white gel pen to see if I can mask it a little bit. But ultimately I do end up cutting down the design anyway with this nested die here in this kind of funky shape. I believe it's from scrapbook.com, I'm not sure, but I will link it below in the video description box. Now to get kind of continuity in this design, I decided to round the corners as well with my corner chomper just so it'll kind of follow that similar design on the actual card base. So that card base is US A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and now I'm just deciding what sentiment I want to put it on. Now in typical fashion, my sentiment is kind of an afterthought. I don't really plan out my designs, I kind of wing it. So it can kind of come back to bite me sometimes, especially if I'm doing a shaped card like this. But thankfully I had something that ended up working really well. I have these Just a Note. I believe these are Concord and Ninth. And I have that black shadow layer, which really helps it kind of pop off the design. I do have it cut out in some glittery cardstock. And I do have the little tittle. You can see I had that kind of saved on a little piece of mint tape so it didn't go missing in my setup here. But I'm just going to pop up this panel with some 1-inch foam tape. This is from scrapbook.com, just to give the panel itself some dimension off of the card base. So I'm just going to put a nice amount of this just to give it even coverage, especially if I ship it, because I don't want it to get saggy. We don't like saggy panels. I'm going to remove the backer and put that down on the card base, but I'm just kind of filling in any little extra bits just to make sure it's nice and even coverage on that card. So I'm going to place this down onto the card base, and then I will attach the sentiment kind of in the middle of the design. So I'm just making sure this is nice and even margins on both sides, and then I'll place this Just a Note die cut. Now I have these kind of thin little squares that I've been using from Simon Says stamp. They're really cool because they come with white and black, and these are a little bit lower profile. So I believe the foam tape that I used from scrapbook.com is 2 millimeters thick. I would guess this is probably 1 millimeter thick. So if you want just a little bit of dimension but not too much, I really recommend these little foam squares. And I love that there's an option in black, especially when I have like a black shadow layer like this, because then that white foam tape won't kind of show from the side. If the recipient looks at the card from the side, they aren't really going to see it because it's just black foam tape. So in 8 years from now, when I'm done messing with the backers on this, I'll eventually be able to put it down on the front of the card and finish this portion. So I'm going to make sure that's centered on the card, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now this is a favorite. I love pulling out these Bling containers and figuring out what I want to use for my design. These, as you probably know, are in the shop at A Colorful Life Designs. You can use my coupon AmyFan10, save 10% on your complete order. And when she releases new colors at the beginning of the month, which she has been doing, there is 12 new colors this month. They're called Luminous. These are a couple of them right here. They are gorgeous. They are very different than other ones. I can't really describe them. I did describe them in my intro video about them because they are a little bit different. They almost just glow. They're absolutely gorgeous. Well, anyway, she released 12 new colors this month, and they are all from this Luminous line. They match this card perfectly, but the best thing is if you can catch this at the beginning of the month, so July 1st through July 7th, she will have all 12 new colors bundled together at 20% off. Plus, you can use my coupon AmyFan10. So be sure to check that out if you want all 12. Get it in the first week of the release. I will link everything below. Again, please use my links. It lets her know where the sale came from so I can get credit. But use my coupon AmyFan10 to save some cash. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.